Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Casual Experts podcast. I myself, Gulrez Iqbal, is here with my co-host Zahid Jamro. So basically, we are starting this channel without any particular reason, but most probably we want to share the perspectives that we have about the problems the common man problems that are being faced by our generation. And for that purpose, we want to start this venture so that it can ultimately be built into something substantial. Maybe if you support us, and we are still learning a lot of things while building this channel, and up till now the journey has been full of mistakes and full of cripples, but we are of hope that this will turn out to be something good. And with that being said, I'll hand it over to my co-host Zahid.
Hello, and I'm the second host of this podcast. As the name suggests, this is Casual Experts. The topic of our podcast will be on latest happenings, current affairs, international affairs, with a casual touch of our local or our foreign things we talk about usually. And this podcast mainly will be not much formal, and it will basically cover our day-to-day topics with our background, which is in IR, and we will try to be a little formal at times when there will be serious things, and otherwise it will be a totally casual podcast which will be easy to understandable by common man, and without much having much knowledge, they can easily understand what we are talking about and what we are discussing about. And now Gulrez Iqbal will further talk about this podcast, as we will introduce ourselves to some extent. My name is Zahid Hussain, and I am a scholar of IR. Aim of this podcast was to impart our knowledge into viewers and general public. Over the years, we have seen or learned a lot related to international relations, and we used to talk on like chai ke dhabe and on our personal capacity about international topics, and our aim is to record those things that we talk casually among our friends or our colleagues by recording it on a podcast, and give you some insight which is more easily understood by every normal person which is not that familiar to IR. Now Gulrez will talk about the aim of this podcast to him.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is still a work in progress. As I said earlier, that we are still figuring out a lot of things about how to actually manage a YouTube channel from the beginning and how we should structure it. But this is a fundamental belief that maybe 3 years from now on, if this channel has really kicked off, we will look back to this day and we will actually think that this was the starting point of it, and this will be the moment which will actually make us proud of our efforts. And yes, me and Zahid were class fellows in university.
We are actually.
Yeah, we currently are actually, yes. As Zahid is, I am an MPhil scholar in international relations. I do a couple of other things as well. I work full time, but yes, I cannot name the organization I work for all practical purposes. But yes, I work currently in the tech space. I work on tech policy, and I also write for international think tanks too. That is a brief profile. I'm not really sure how many people will actually view this video, because this is really crappy, as I understand. but this is the beginning. We have put in the effort. As lazy as we are, we have put in the effort to start this venture, and I am hopeful that this will turn into something really big. So with that being said, I think we will wrap up our first video and see you in the next one.
And this was the expert part of it, and I'll be the casual one. So it will be a fun podcast to have with some knowledge and one casual banter. And I hope you will enjoy this podcast. And goodbye, good luck. See you again on our first episode, which will be coming soon.